Alright guys, June 11th, 2017, and I told you guys I would be getting some new radios over the weekend, and I did. I'm going to be showing them to you guys tonight. Over the weekend, I took a drive down to Bolingbrook, Illinois, and I did a radio tray with my buddy down in Joliet, Mike, and I met up down there with Mike and Donnie and also Hank. Those are three of my GMRS buddies down in Joliet, who I've been talking to on the repeater for months, but I had never actually seen their faces. So I got to visit with them for a good 20 minutes, and it was a great time of talking radios and everything like that. I gave Mike my Kenwood TK-880. One of them. I've got this one now. That one's here to stay, but and he told me he was going to be giving me two Motorola mobiles. I had no idea what kind they were. I had no idea, I didn't know anything about them, but I figured they would be pretty cheap and basic radios. And sure enough, when I said I expected these radios to be basic, I was beyond spot on. So here they are. Here are the two radios I got from Mike. These are Motorola M100s, and these are probably the most basic Motorola mobiles you can buy. They are from the 1980s or 1990s. These are two-channel UHF radios. I believe they do 25 watts only, which is pretty interesting. You can see the age difference here. Like I said, from the research I did, these are 25 watts, and yet I have a couple radios over here which are nowhere near the size of these things, and these things do 25 watts. So, not to say these are bad radios. They are very nice radios. They are very well built. Even though they are quite big, they are very well built radios. It just seems like they're tough. These are the microphones with them. They're very, they're actually quite, compared to your Kenwood KMC microphones, which have some weight to them, KMC 35, KMC 20, there goes my microphone, KMC 35, KMC 27, this has quite a bit of weight to it. These things have, no weight to them. You can just, they're kind of cheapies, but, not to say that they're bad quality. I'm just saying they're not the most expensive thing out there. They do have some very nice clicking action in the push-to-talk buttons. Seems like they kind of fit in the Kenwood clips. Yeah, if you put them in the right way, these things actually fit inside your Kenwood clips very nicely. So, they also use the same Ethernet type connector as your Kenwoods do, which is pretty interesting. So, I have a few problems with these radios, actually. I did not get, the main problems with these things are everything's different on them compared to your Kenwoods, and I knew it would be like that when I got these things. Everything is different. Different antenna connector, different power connector, and of course different programming software. And these things are programmed up for GMRS right now, and I can run power to them. It's just, I just have to get some power wires. Really what I can do is I can just unplug my, power connector here, and I can just stick some wires into that connector and stick two more wires in the backs of these things and apply power to them. I was just doing that a few minutes ago. Definitely not the safest way to do it. But that's all I can do. I can't even plug an antenna into them because the antenna connectors on the back are completely different than your Kenwoods. I would have to get some kind of a conversion, I'm not even sure what the connectors are called, connector converter kind of. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here and take one of these off, and I'll show you guys the backside. Alright, so let's take a look at one of these things up close. Like I said, very big. It's got some weight to it. There's where you're, if you want to use the mounting bracket, that's where you secure it to the mounting bracket. So here's your connections on the back. That is your power connector right there. Which it's kind of really nice if you just want to stick some traditional wires in there to temporarily power it. It's kind of nice because you got a nice plastic housing separating the two terminals, which is actually really nice. Then you've got your, like I said, I have no idea what this type of connector is called, but it's completely different. It's a lot smaller than the Kenwoods. So I cannot use these radios. I literally cannot use these radios for anything as of right now. The programming software is a completely different story, and the problem with the programming software for this radio is, I was able to download it for free off of some website. I think it was called like Russian Hacker or something like that. I was able to download it off of a third-party website. And the only problem is the software only works on DOS. So all day I've been on my laptop over here trying to figure the flippin' thing out. So I've got a DOS virtual machine running here on my computer. I have been trying to figure this thing out all day. And I am getting very frustrated. I have downloaded 2 different virtual machine programs to run DOS. And let me see if I can... so I'm going to go ahead and... this is the one program where I can actually run it. So I'm going to go ahead and run... let's see, the file name is RADMBL dot... Let's see if the camera will focus in on that. exe run. So here it is. So as you guys can see, I'm able to get into the software. I downloaded the DOS virtual machine as well as the programming software free. For some reason, that printing screen always comes up when I try to run this thing. So as you guys can see, I am able to get into the software just fine. I do not know how I've managed to come this far. Getting here was actually a real pain in the butt. Then I have to open my on-screen keyboard here because for some reason the keyboard on this laptop doesn't, these F keys are shared, so and for some reason I can't just do Shift F whatever because that won't work. So, anytime I try to do, because obviously I'm going to need to pull the programming files off of these things and write new programming files to them, but the problem is, whenever I try to do something with the COM ports, with the serial COM ports. Let's see, which one of these do I usually go to? F9. So I'm going to do F9, set up computer configuration. Let's try that again. F9. Okay, so that takes me there. Now I'm going to do F3 to do the port. Now, this is all I can do. There's this archive thing. I can't do anything with this, can't move down. So I'm going to do, I saw this thing down here, F3 COM test. And watch what happens if I try to do COM port test. F3. Watch this. Yep. It crashes. It just crashes the whole thing. So I have tried the other program. I downloaded Oracle VM VirtualBox, started a DOS virtual machine on that. I cannot find the directory file for where to put the program file for that. This has just been really frustrating for me. So I really, because of the limited resources I have to operate these radios, more than likely these are just going to be going straight up for sale on eBay as they are, because I have literally no use for these radios. I powered the other one on. It powered right on, and Mike told me these radios work absolutely fine, which I totally believe him, but I just really have no use for these. If I can buy another Kenwood with the money I used to make these, or with the money I make off of these, then that would be a pretty good situation for me. But really don't know what I'm doing with these things for now. Like I said, I'm going to get on a forum tonight and see if I can find out how to get the whole DOS virtual machine going with COM ports. And then Mike said he had one power cable and one antenna converter cable for me, or whatever, something like that. But kind of frustrated, and I will not lie. I knew these radios would be hard to get going. due to limited equipment and resources and stuff like that, but I did not know they would be this hard, especially with the DOS software. That really sucks. Whereas with these Kenwoods, I can just go right on into the programming software, plug the programming cable into my USB, hit one button, and boom, it's done. So, anyway, I will keep you guys updated with these radios. Like I said, if I find out anything or if I'm able to somehow get them going, I will keep you guys updated. But right now, I can really do absolutely nothing with these radios. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching tonight. I'll keep you guys updated, and that'll be it.